Hello guys, my name is Rosa. I've decided to make my YouTube channel, as you guys can probably tell. I love baking and obviously all my videos are probably mostly going to involve baking. Sometimes some of my videos might include other stuff, like to show something about myself. Also, when I get older, I've been inspired and I really want to open my own bakery store when I get older. Hopefully you guys will be really inspired by these videos I'm going to be making in the future, and I hope you like, comment and share and subscribe on everything. That will be really kind of you guys. Without further ado, we're gonna start this baking and I hope you guys like this video. We're going to be making Christmas biscuits today. You will need 125 grams of butter, 175 grams of flour, and also you'll need some extra to dust. You will need 50 grams of caster sugar. Also, you'll need some vanilla extract of your flavour, and that will be half a teaspoon. Because my butter is very hard, as you can probably tell, you want that to be very soft, so you can just mix it with a spoon. You will need to I'm going to put it in the microwave for a couple of seconds until it's softer but not melted. If it's melted, it will not work. So what I've done here, I've added all the ingredients together in the bowl, and I will be bringing it together with a wooden spoon or a metal spoon, and it will form a dough. And if the mixture is too dry, you can always add a little bit of milk, but only if it's dry. Let's mix. So what I've done here is I've mixed it, and it will look pretty crumbly until you've loosed your hands. If you still feel like it's not coming together, you could always add a little bit of milk, but do not add too much because it could end up getting sticky and you might have to start again. So what I've done now is I've turned it out on a lightly floured surface. Now I'm just going to be kneading it until it's come together. I will not add any milk if it's coming together at this stage. Even if it looks still a little bit crumbly, do not add milk because it will come too sticky. The moisture is in the centre, you need to get that on the outside. So I will be doing this. If you need some more flour, just dust a little bit extra on, and it should be forming a dough. It shouldn't be too sticky. It should be the point where it's all together like a ball, but you should not need to add any more flour. It shouldn't stick to your surface. I did have to add a little bit of milk to this, but it ended up to be a pretty actually good dough. It looks pretty good compared to what I've made before. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some cling film. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to put it in the chill for 30 minutes, and while that's chilling for 30 minutes, I will be preheating the oven to 180 degrees, 160 fan oven, Mark 4. Roll out this after we've done everything. So there you go. While our dough is chilling in our fridge, we will be getting a bowl, some icing sugar and some water. See that? Some water. We obviously won't be using all of that, that's too much. We'll be just using as much as we need depending on the consistency you want. And I don't know how I'm gonna put this in here. It will make a mess, but here we go. So what I've got here is a lot of icing sugar. It's approximately around less than 500 grams. I will put the ingredients for this part in the description below, so don't need to worry about that. What I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be adding water. As you probably saw, I did not sieve this. I think that you don't really need to sieve this because when you just put water in, it will just blend in and you'll just mix it in with a spoon and it just comes together. But you can sieve it if you want, but it will make a lot of mess as well. So here we go. Don't start with a lot of water because you don't want to put too much water and you won't have any icing sugar to return back to the consistency you want. So I'm just going to slowly add water, and you want it to be a smooth, spreadable icing sugar consistency, so then it's easy to work with and you can spread it, and you can also pipe it if you want. Be very careful when you add the water, and at first you think it might not come together, but if you mix really slowly, you may not be able to see, but it's a very gluey, it looks really lumpy at the moment, but if you mix it really well, they're just air bubbles, it should come together. You could always add more water to make it more runnier, but I prefer to make it that consistency. It's a thick, but it's still runny and it should set pretty quick. It will dry out pretty quick, so you need to work with it really fast. As you see, there's still lumps in there, but it's not as much as it was before. And it's really tough to mix with. It's like glue, to be honest. I'm getting there. And what we're gonna do now, you could always make more, but I'm just gonna make a little bit because last time I made this, I made too much icing and I had to end up putting it in the bin because I couldn't eat it either. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get 2 extra bowls, including, obviously we have this, another one, and another one. We will be making 3 colours. We're gonna be making green, red, and obviously white. So the red will probably end up to be very pinky consistency, depending on what red you're using. I'm just gonna roughly make it into a third. So I have equal amounts of green, red, and white. So it's easier to work with. And you could, if you want, put it in the piping bag. I might, but then I'm gonna need some extra, so I could always do half and half. So what I've got here is white, obviously white, and white. I have these jelly food colouring. I have a blue, yellow, and a red. I'm gonna be making green. I'm gonna be putting a little dollop of, just a couple of drops of yellow and a little bit of blue. Then you're going to mix it with a little spoon and see what turns out. It's blue. You don't want to put too much because you can get dark green, light green, and then you just mix together. That looks really pretty. And you can add more food colouring to make your type of greeny shade you want. At the moment this is like a limey green. That looks pretty actually cool as well. I'm gonna add a little bit of blue to that. anything comes out. There you go. I think I'm going to go with this green because I think it personally looks really good. Unless you want a darker green, carry on adding more food colouring. But I'm going to go with this. I'm going to leave the spoon in there because this spoon is full of this food colouring. So I'm going to put this on one side. Now I'm going to go for red. A couple of drops. And we're going to mix. At the start, it will look pink because obviously icing is white and you've added red, so it's going to be like a rosy pink, that colour. But as you keep on mixing, it should get stronger a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit more red. That made a funny sound. And then I'll keep mixing to get all that colours in there. And I'm probably going to go with this red because it probably won't get any stronger unless you've got really strong food colourings. So I'm going to go with this. I'm going to put that aside, and obviously we have the white in here. You don't really want to change colours, to be honest. And you can always add more water if you want it more runnier, but you have to be careful because you don't want to make it too runny. So I'm going to show you what we got. We got red, more like pink, but reddy pink. We have a limey green, and we have a white. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be transferring these, only half of each mixture into a piping bag. These are just normal plastic piping bags. These are ready, you can get them in any local store. And what tips I would give to this, to obviously clean your area. Grab a small cup and get your bag. You can always use a plastic bag, but if you use these are much more thicker, so it won't end up exploding at the side, because that's what I used to do. And we'll put it in there. So I put the chop it in there, and obviously you need to cut it with scissors, or you can put a nozzle in. I'm gonna keep it as that. I'm not gonna put any nozzle. Like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roughly half this mixture of red. I'm going to gently put it in, trying to get all that mixture I want in there, and there should be half the red left back in there. So then I'm going to get it out, get the bag on the top, like so. So it looks like that at the moment. What obviously you need to do is push down all this mixture until it goes right to the bottom, as far as you can take it. And then obviously what I normally do, I just twist it until you can hold it like that and you'll be able to pipe. Then I will put this aside next to the red, and I'll be getting another piping bag. I will put my hand in there also because it's easier. I will kind of hold it so it's ready, and then I'll just put it in and do the edges. Make that little hole there so it's easier. I'm going to do my white now. Just going to get half my mixture, put it in there. It might seem really hard, but after you've got the hang of it, it should be pretty easy. And if you do something wrong, don't take it seriously, because it's something that you have to get used to after a while, and I've got used to it. And I've used these bags for quite a while now, without a nozzle, but you can do with them anything, but these are little bags, so you can't really put a cake mixture in there and put it in anything, to be honest, because it's not a really big bag, they're just small bags. Last but not least, we're gonna do the green and get most of this green in there. There you go. Also, if you find you're at the end and you still you've run out of icing, you can always go back and make some more, so do not worry about that. There you go. So now, and also at the end you'll cut all these when you're decorating, so do not cut them now because you don't want them to go anywhere. We have 3 colours. We have green, we have red, pink and red, and we have white. What I'm going to be doing now is I've got some cutters prepared for when my dough comes out. I have a star shaped, I have a leaf shaped, I think. Looks like a leaf anyway. I have a tree for Christmas, obviously. And I have 3 hearts, different sizes, a bit smaller every time, that's really small. A candy cane. This will be very useful for Christmas and baking, and a gingerbread man. Also, I have a collection of circles, obviously small to medium to large and extra large, etc. Obviously, we'll be using the sweet side, that's the side with the crimped edges. I will be probably using these. I'll probably be using the small one to make lots of circles, so then in the end it says Merry Christmas. So one circle says M, then E, R, R, Y, etc. So I'm going to put that out. I'm just going to clip these all back. Also, if you don't have any cutters, you could always cut them and that would be fine. Also, not everyone would probably have this at home, but it's a rolling pin, and it has made home with love. So it's basically, you roll it and it's like a stamp in a way, and it stamps it on your bread, biscuit, whatever you're making, and it's really actually pretty cool. I've never used it before. I could always try, and if it turns out well, I'll obviously be using this a lot. And if people have these at home, please put in the comments what you think of them and if you find them useful. What I've done now, I've just removed the cling film, put that in the bin. This is my dough now. It should be much harder and it should be pretty cold. I've lightly dusted with flour my surface. I'm just gonna cover that. Sorry guys, my phone just collapsed. And then I'm gonna be rolling this out. The shapes I will be using for this are a circle, a candy cane and a tree. I've only decided these 3 because I've only got a small amount of dough, and I thought it would be pretty good if I made them, because they're the most Christmas ones out of all of them that I've got. You can do this obviously for any time you want, it doesn't have to be specifically for Christmas. And you can make love heart ones if you have love heart shaped ones, and you can make star ones for like firework night. You can do anything you want. So I don't want to make this too thin, I just want to roll it out and keep flouring it, because and you might get a couple of holes. You just want it And you have to be like really careful with it because it can rip really easily. As you can see, it's probably ripped all on the sides and everything. This looks pretty bad. Right. I think I'm just gonna go with this. Hopefully the finish should be alright. I'm gonna get my baking tray. I will put this on here. And I will put these gently on my baking tray. For these biscuits, you will not need to use any egg or anything to cover them to make them shiny, for example. They will just need a little bit of space around them when you put them on your baking tray. Obviously you will need to put parchment paper underneath to stop it sticking. And don't be too harsh on yourself about the look of it because mine aren't the best ones in the world, I got admit. And I need to figure out how many letters are on Merry Christmas, and I haven't done that. So you will do this for all the shapes until you have completed them, and if you have loads of extra dough left at the end when you completely finished all this dough, squish it all back together, knead it for a couple of minutes, and put it in the fridge if it's really soft, but it should not be, and just roll it out and cut some more shapes out again. These are all cut and finished. They're ready to go in the oven. These will cook for 10 to 15 minutes, but do not let them go golden brown because they will lose their flavour and it will become really bad and you've just wrecked it. Okay guys, these are going in the oven. What we will be decorating these with is some chocolate flavoured sprinkles. These are all optional, so you can use anything you like. Some green shimmer, it's basically sugar. Some red sugar, it's shimmer. And some shimmer grands, I just call these sprinkles. Some mini marshmallows, they're so small, this is my hand and they're the marshmallows. Some sugar peels, there's like pink and white balls, and some holly leaves and berries. These are really cool because these are like mini leaves with some berries and you can just decorate them so much with these. These are all optional and you can do these you can do anything you like with them, and I hope you like them. And you can use anything you like, to be honest. And obviously we've got the icing and everything, all with all the 3 different colours. Yeah. These are what came out of my oven. They look pretty good. They're just about to turn golden brown, so that's good. They're still a bit warm. The ones that didn't turn out so well were these 2 types. These are clearly burnt badly and these aren't cooked. The way you can tell is they've still got a little bit dark colour in the centre here and here. So obviously when you suck them in half, you should clearly, it will be all dark and it should be really soft. For the decoration part, I will be making Merry Christmas. Each letter will be on one of these, so it will be one Merry Christmas, etc. What you will need, I prefer a butter knife. You can use a palette knife, but I think that's too big of a surface for these little circles. So what I'm going to do, I've got my white icing. You can use any colour, but what I'm doing, I'll be putting white icing just around, and just getting all the edges. It doesn't matter if you're not perfect, and this is really good for children because children love icing and decorating. There you go, it's not perfect, but I've iced it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this for all of my circles. Only for the merry ones, so I'm going to do all these bases for merry white, and then I will do the Christmas ones red. I'm not a professional at this, I just want you guys to know that. I just go with what I think and what's pretty, and hopefully I will make you guys proud at the end. Getting all the edges. What I would do, I would put a dollop in the middle, and then from the centre bring it out, and then go down the edges so it gets all the edges. That's what I'm doing right now. And if you find it's too runny and it's going down the sides, you will need to add more icing sugar to your icing because it's too runny. At the moment it's thick, but it's not the point where it's going to be running down the sides. And you can always pipe this on, but I prefer to just spread it on. This is what it looks like. Unfortunately, halfway through, I forgot I need to put half on the ones that I was doing Christmas with, so I just went with white. And with the reddy pink, I will be just writing the letters on instead. As you can see, I've piped the red, pinky red on it, Merry Christmas. This is how it looks at the moment. And with the spare ones, I'm just going to be sprinkling some red and green sugar on it. Final Christmas biscuits. They do not look like professional ones that you buy in shops, but it looks like mini funky biscuits you can just have that children make. Not that I'm a child. It has candy canes, trees. I hope you guys will enjoy this. I hope you get lots of inspiration from this video, and if you're going to make this at home, include your children if you have any. They will be so much happier in making these, and it's just fun. Thank you for watching this video, guys. Please like, comment and subscribe. Bye! Don't forget, guys, subscribe to Casually Twins, their YouTube channel.